Hello, I'm Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all the things that have been going on with BBC's Ghosts. It's been a while since I've spoken about Ghosts because I've been doing the Taskmaster Series 15 review, so I've been reviewing every episode. So yeah, finally it's time to talk about Ghosts, and there's a lot of news, sad news and amazing news to come out. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. I'm going to start with the biggest news, which is that Series 5 is going to be the final series of Ghosts. So this news was announced on the 31st of March, one day before April Fool's Day, which I think was very mean. It was devastating. I wasn't too surprised. They have kind of been hinting a little bit towards the end. However, they have been very good at hiding it because there was questions about it at the BFI event, and to me it sounded like there was going to be at least a couple more seasons. It definitely feels like it is nearing the end, and you know, they have been talking about how it does need to come to an end soon because they're going to age out of their roles a little bit. So yeah, again, like I said, I wasn't too surprised, but I was incredibly disappointed. Yeah, it's so sad that it's ending. There are some positives to come from it, which I'll get into in a second. They did put a little statement out on Twitter, and this is what it said. After 5 incredible years haunting the halls of Button House, we have decided that the time is right to let our beloved sitcom Ghosts rest in peace. We have just wrapped filming on our 5th and final series and can't wait to share it with you all later this year. We could never have imagined the reception the show has enjoyed or the fun we have had making it. And we would like to thank our amazing cast and crew, as well as everyone at BBC Comedy, BBC One and Monumental Television for their tireless support. But most of all, we'd like to thank everyone who watches: Matt, Simon, Martha, Jim, Laurence and Ben. So it was a really lovely statement. It did come as a bit of a surprise at the time they announced it. There wasn't really anything leading up to it. The reason they did announce it was because they have finished filming, so it makes sense for them to announce it then. I don't know, it gives us a bit of time to prepare for the series, which should be airing September, October time. I'm expecting mid-September. Again, I'll get into that in a little bit because it's got to do with other news to do with Ghosts. So I think the main thing to take away from this is that the show hasn't been cancelled. It isn't a decision made by the higher-ups at BBC or anything like that. It's their choice to end the show, which, if a show is going to end, this is the best way for a show to end because the creators are in control of the ending. They know it's going to end, and hopefully, because I have faith in the writers, is they must have planned out a full show arc. So they knew how it started and how it was going to end, roughly, because I think most shows kind of have to plan that. I know everything's a bit up in the air with the way streaming's going, and I think the vast amount of cancellations we're getting after just 1 or 2 series. So yeah, hopefully they've had this idea of how the show is going to end from the beginning, and Series 5 is going to be that last little bit towards that ending that they've envisioned. So as I said, this is the best way for the show to end. Obviously I would love there to be 10 more seasons of the show, but I would rather they get to end it on their terms than it kind of loses steam and BBC has to cancel it and they haven't quite got to the point where they need to get to finish it nicely. We don't want a rushed ending either. The best way the show can end is the most positive way I can put this, because I am devastated that it is ending. So there are lots of theories being thrown around about how the show is going to end. I'm not going to go fully into that because I do want to do a full video about all the theories of, how the show's going to end and what we can expect from Series 5. However, I just want to put in a few here because I think there's lots of interesting ideas. So people are thinking about whether or not all the ghosts are going to get sucked off, moved on. So I don't know how I feel about that. I think if it's going to happen, I want them all to go right at the end so we don't have any episodes without them in, because, I love all the cast. I love them all, so I don't want any of them not to be in it. So if it's going to happen, I want it to be the last shot of the show, in my opinion. A big theory is that Alison and Mike are going to leave Button House. I think this one is quite strong because of just all the problems that have been leading up to Series 5, with Season 4 ending. If you haven't seen Season 4, if you're not up to speed with everything, then I would stop watching this video because I'm going to go into spoilers. Just a note. So please stop watching. Obviously, Season 4 ended with the guest house setting on fire, their main source of income going up in flames. And yeah, a big struggle has been to do with finances. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do end up having to sell the house and move out or sell it to somebody else, which I don't want. I don't want them to leave, but I think it is a plausible ending and a realistic ending. However, there is the issue with Alison being able to see ghosts everywhere. At least she's got the comfort of these main ghosts that she is friends with, and that she doesn't have any like horrible ghosts, because we saw in the first season exploring all the other houses just led to more encounters with different ghosts. So she's not going to escape that unless she does lose her ghostly powers, which I really don't want that to happen. Another big theory is that Alice and Mike are going to have a baby, and it will kind of explore that. I was quite strong with this theory. However, I don't think one season is enough to kind of pull off the whole pregnancy, having the baby, does the baby see ghosts arc, because we've only got 6 episodes, unless we have like a time jump maybe. So yeah, those are just some theories about how the show might end. There are a lot of things that I want from season 5. The main ones being that I want a Kitty backstory / death story, and I want a Captain backstory / death story. Because we haven't had, these two are the ones that have been the least explored. We haven't had an explanation of their death yet. So yeah, I really want to see that. I think I would be quite disappointed if we didn't know what happened to them. And I also want the Captain to come out, because I think that would just be a nice way to finish off his story. And here is a little minor spoiler. If you don't want to hear anything to do with season 5, then just skip. I'll put a timestamp of when to skip to. But it's very highly likely that Havers is going to make an appearance in series 5, because his actor has been like kind of credited to series 5. So it's very plausible that we are going to see him in the show again. I don't know whether it's going to be a major thing, whether or not we're just going to see him have like a conversation with the Captain, if it's a backstory that's related to his sexuality in any way. But yes, I'm very excited if we do get Havers back in. There's loads of devastating backstory theory ideas to do with the Captain and what kind of prompts is coming out. Another big thing that might happen in series 5, which is related to how it's going to end, is that maybe they're going to give up completely on the B&B hotel idea, because it just hasn't been working. So maybe they think of another way to find income. One of the ways that I think might be quite an interesting way of doing it is to turn the house or like give the house over to a charity or trust, because that then links to what's actually happened with West Horsey Place, which is where the show is filmed. So I think that would be a nice link to the actual house. So yeah, I think that would be a lovely way of doing it. Season 4 ended with obviously the fire, so we are expecting them to struggle with what they're going to do. The synopsis for season 5 that we've got so far is: following the destruction of their B&B and main income in the Gatehouse fire, Alison and Mike begin exploring other means of making ends meet and contemplate a new chapter that could have a huge effect on the ghosts' afterlives. So that to me definitely implies that they are at least going to consider leaving Button House. Whether or not they actually will, I don't know. Again, I think maybe they might try and sell it. Hopefully they can sell like the main house and then maybe stay in a little like off building. I know that would be the Gatehouse, which obviously doesn't exist anymore. There are also rumours that there may be another BFI event to do with the final series. I'm expecting if they do it, they'll be playing the first episode of the show, maybe the first 2 episodes. So you'd get to see that about like a couple of weeks before it airs. With the Christmas events, it was about 2 to 3 weeks before the episode aired on television. So there is a decent amount of time before the event. So that'd be really cool if they do put one on. I'm expecting that then to be the end of August, beginning of September. So hopefully the end of August, so that people who do go to uni or school can go to it if they have the money or if they're close enough to London before school begins, because I think it is going to probably be on a weekday. And right before I started filming this video, I saw that they have released a new promo image to do with the show, to do with season 5. And this is a really nice one of Alison and Mike cuddled up in bed with the ghosts around them. Mike looks like he's holding like a bunch of bills, and Alison is reading like a book of ghost stories. I love this because we've got the link to the actual main premise of this season, which is what are they going to do financially, which Mike is looking at. And then we've got Alison reading a book, and obviously it's to do with ghost stories. Maybe there's a link to they're potentially going to like write about the ghosts, so like maybe contribute to like history books or something like that. Or maybe Alison is going to turn the ghost stories into fiction, because that would then link to the CBS ghosts, because Sam is a journalist in that and she has written about the ghosts in like her publications before, so it would link to that quite nicely. And it would also link to the next piece of ghosts news, which is that they are releasing a companion book to the show. This was announced in May of 2023, so not so long ago, and it is called The Button House Archives, and it's going to be a companion to the show. So the synopsis of the book is: gathered together in this volume is a treasure trove of unearthed cuttings, original records and rare artefacts that explore the unseen lives of those who died at Button House. From Thomas's love letters to Pat's summer camp rap, and from Julian's campaign promises to Lady Button's rules of etiquette, there are even documents dictated to the one person who can see and hear the ghosts, Alison Cooper. So this is such a fantastic premise. I absolutely love this. So it's going to be exploring all things that we haven't seen in the show. So links to the ghosts, things that we haven't perhaps learnt about them, little tidbits that they've perhaps wanted to include in the show and haven't, or haven't explored them to the extent that they perhaps wanted to. So this, I think, is going to be wonderful. It's going to be released on the 26th of October 2023. So this will have to be after the series ends, because it's going to be spoilers, I imagine. So this is why I'm expecting mid-September for series 5 coming out. And I expect as well it will be all of the episodes out at when the first episode airs, and then they will air each episode weekly as well, which I think is a really cool way of doing it. Yeah, that's why mid-September, because then it would align with the last episode airing the Friday before the book is going to go on sale or is going to come out. So yeah, that makes sense to me, because last series Ghosts aired on a Friday, so I imagine it will end on a Friday as well. That's like prime time, and this is the final series of a very popular show, so I definitely think it is going to be prime time again. So yeah, that's why I'm expecting mid-September is going to start. I will put all the links down to where it is to pre-order. There is also going to be a book tour to do with this, where you can go and get the book signed by hopefully all of the writers, so the main 6 people of Ghosts. So yeah, that I think is going to be great. I've always wanted a piece of like Ghosts merch, like official Ghosts merch. So this is a wonderful way of doing that. I still would like the butt-ho jumper hoodie that Alison has. I would still love that as a piece of merch. That'd be incredible. But yeah, so that is all about the book. I just cannot wait. There is going to be so many more theories to come out with this book, so much more information about the ghosts' lives. And yeah, I think it's just going to be so good. I cannot wait to read it. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to try to go to the book tour if they come somewhere near me. So yeah, I think it's just really cool. And the last little bit of Ghosts news is to do with the American Ghosts. Season 2 has now ended, and it has been officially renewed for a series 3. It's doing really well in terms of like viewership and popularity and critical reception as well, so that is wonderful. I haven't caught up with series 2, so I have had a few people ask me when I'm going to review the rest of series 2. I haven't finished it, so I will get on that, and yeah, hopefully have something out for you relatively soon. Thank you so much for watching. It's so good to be back talking about ghosts. If you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like and comment down below your thoughts on all the new Ghosts news. How excited are you for the book? How sad are you that it's ending? Yeah, it's going to be such a great series, and I cannot wait to see how they end the show. So yeah, and if you want to subscribe, I'll have more videos out for you soon to do with ghosts, about TV in general. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!